What is going on, everyone? Thank you so much for hanging out for another episode of Our Brains Hurt. We appreciate you downloading or streaming, or whatever you do, however you listen. You rock. We have an event September 21st, Saturday, in Haymarket, Virginia at True Vibe Brewery. We are releasing our very own Our Brains Hurt oatmeal coffee stout. Come out to True Vibe in Haymarket, Virginia. We're going to have a live podcast recording. You can watch us do the podcast, and then we're going to have some acoustic acts come up and entertain you, and you will drink beer. So what could be better than that? September 21st. It's like I said, it's a Saturday. True Vibe Brewery in Haymarket, Virginia. Come on out. Come drink. Come watch us be stupid and have some fun. Now, let's get to the show.
Well, they needed a jingle for their stupid little show, so they called up the Jasons and we said, fuck no. Then they called us again and they gave us $20 and we wrote them a song that said, your podcast sucks. Then they gave us more money and they asked us really nice and we finally gave in and we said, alright, I'll write you a song, but it's gonna be a clone of a Screeching Weasel song that we heard a while ago. So we wrote them a jingle and it sounded really rad. It was the best little jingle that their podcast ever had, but the file got corrupted and the email didn't work. Now they're stuck without a jingle singing Our Brains Hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. In a very non-copyright infringing sort of way.
Have you seen that movie Long Legs yet?
No,
Okay.
that's the Nicolas Cage one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get to it when it gets to
Yeah.
screaming services. I did a bunch of electrical work today.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
Good. It wasn't
Back
just
to your roots.
the one that I just
Yeah.
got home from. It was I was all day at one of my coworkers' houses doing a whole bunch of
nice.
shit too. Yeah, he's one of the dudes that gives me rides to work like all the time. So because he was like, "What do I owe you?" And I was like, "Dude, you've helped me out so much. Like a case of beer."
Yeah.
And instead of just a case of beer, he gave me an 18 pack of Miller Lite and the fucking largest bottle of vodka I have ever seen.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like that Svedka vodka.
Oh, yeah.
It's so big, it's like this close to not fitting on my liquor shelf.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, okay, thanks, Larry. He was like, yeah. He was like, I haven't been doing so much liquor anymore. He's like, because he's like, have a couple liquor drinks at home and then take an Ambien to go to sleep and shit gets weird.
Yeah.
I was like, he was like, if I drink beer and wine, it shit doesn't get weird.
That's good. Yeah. That's funny.
And then
Go ahead.
then motherfucking Lutron, I think is their name, company that makes dimmer switches.
Okay.
So official shout out to Lutron here in the worst possible way. Motherfuckers, why are you trying to reinvent the wheel? The wheel works well.
Yeah.
These fucking dicks, dude. I should have been done. That shit took me fucking an hour. Something that should have taken me 10 to 20 minutes took me a fucking hour because these motherfuckers decided to change the screw colors on three-way switches for no reason.
Just because.
Instead of a copper switch, a brass switch, and a black, or not switch, a screw. Copper screw, brass screw, black screw.
Yeah.
No, these motherfuckers got to make 2 copper screws and 1 red screw. And then when you figure out what's what and you hook it up, it's wrong because for whatever reason they made their switches to hook a three-way switch up is like different than every other three-way switch that's ever been made in the history of three-way switches. For what?
Right.
So I had to like, just start trying combinations. And of course, I get the right combination on the last possible try mathematically. I was like, what? I went on Reddit. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Sharon, it's Kurt's neighbor,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kurt gave me a ride home, but like, I'm like, I'm sorry, Sharon. Like, I'm learning tonight right now. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Because I was like, I'm on Reddit right now trying to figure out why. And everyone on Reddit's going, yeah, these guys tried to reinvent the wheel for no reason. You have to wire up a three-way switch differently for no fucking reason whatsoever. And I'm like, fucking, they're like, you just have to figure out what the two switch legs and what the power are. So I'm like, fuck. So I gotta take the whole fucking thing out, start go turn the breakers on and off, test fucking.
Yeah. One of the first biggest decisions I've ever made in my life, and I still kind of regret. It's hard to say I regret it because of the way my life has turned out, but it's something that I always look back on and like wonder. But like, so my grandfather was an electrician, among other things that outside of the legal realm. But his legal job he was an electrician.
He was an electrician.
That was his job from 6 to 2.
He clamped car batteries to people's nipples.
The other job that kept him out from 2 to midnight, that's another story. But but when I graduated high school, he was going to get me into Local 3, the New York City Electricians Union.
Oh, dude, they pay fucking well.
Yeah. So when I was coming out of high school, my grades were shitty in high school, and so I was like, I remember talking to my dad. It's like, look, you can go to college. And the reason I got into college because my grandfather talked to the dean at some. It's all so sketchy. Anyway, he could have got me into Local 3, and I went the.
You made the right decision.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Getting into Local 3 at the age of 17.
You made the right decision.
Okay. All right.
You did. You did. Being an electrician is a miserable existence.
But it could lead to like, owning your own business and
dude. So here's the reason why I left the electrical world after 5 years.
All right.
Because I didn't see a future. I mean, I'm staring in the mirror fucking saying this, but like, I didn't see the future that I wanted. There's definitely a future there.
Yeah.
But if you end up owning your own business in the electrical world, all I saw in the electrical field from people that own their own businesses was dudes that literally worked 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah.
They made a lot of money, but they had
no
no time or no way to do anything with it. They were all just like banking money for their family for when they died and working themselves to death.
Yeah.
That's not what I want out of life.
Right. Yeah, it's just it would have been interesting. I wish there's a way you can just kind of go back and just like watch like a 2-hour movie of what would have happened to your life had you have picked a certain thing. Because my grandfather was also grooming me to be a bookie. So that like had I gone the Local 3 route, it wouldn't have just been Local 3. It would have been.
At least he taught you good money skills. Yeah,
I might have been in prison by now. Who knows?
You know how to balance a checkbook better than a fucking high schooler does. Not that anybody has to balance a checkbook.
Right.
But I remember
I would have been some New York City Guido. With
I remember. I remember back in those days when everybody was like, "You gotta learn how to balance a checkbook," and I'm like, "I do it in my head," and people are like, "No, you can't do it in your head. You're gonna mess up." And I was like, "No, like I don't think you guys understand. Like this is how I work. If I write things down, it gets fucked up. If I just use my head, I remember everything. I remember phone numbers. I remember numbers. That's just how my brain works."
I have a Rain Man number thing too. Like,
and people would be like, "Okay, balance checkbook," and I just immediately have the exact number of money that was in my bank account.
Yeah.
And these other people would be going to, and they'd all be wrong. And mine would be to the cent. I'd be like, "Told you." It's in my head. It's simple math. Like I remember numbers. I don't know why I remember numbers. I just do. I used to have like a Rolodex of like hundreds of phone numbers in my brain.
Yep.
Back when you had to remember them. Like I was the guy. Everybody in fucking high school, everybody was like, "Matt, what's so-and-so's phone number?" And I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. And like, "Okay, cool, thanks." Yeah.
Matt's the human phone book.
I was, dude.
And the punk rock Rain Man.
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
I got some finishing off some White Claws that I dug into last night while I was recording the other podcast.
Nice.
yeah, if you want to listen to me talk some bullshit about music, I'll be on the roundtable episode of the Struggling Artist podcast in I think it's the September episode.
Was it once a month?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Cool.
they do the roundtable one once a month, and I believe it's the September one. Whenever that, I don't know what date that'll come out, but you know, when
Cool.
I learn that information, I'll tell
We
everybody.
will pass it along. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did the Struggling Artist podcast in July, but Trev's holding it. So we're going down to record with Joe in 2 weeks, and he's gonna hold it until I have an actual song ready that he can.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you recorded an episode with him, but yeah.
Yeah.
I like Trev. He's a good dude.
Oh, he's awesome.
He's
Yeah.
a real good dude.
Yeah, he
I
might
told
try to come down for a December 7th show.
Fuck yeah, that would be rad.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Hey guys, Trev from the Struggling Artist Podcast, and I want to talk to you real quick about Struggling Artist Record Club. The Struggling Artist Record Club is a vinyl record subscription service where I hunt and curate the best punk and punk adjacent music out there and mail their record to your door each and every month. Imagine finding your new favorite band from across the country without ever having to leave the house. It doesn't get much better than that. The excitement of discovering new music just got that much easier. As a member of the Struggling Artist Record Club, you are going to receive some of the best music you've ever heard from bands you may never even heard of. Whether you've been collecting records for years or just starting out, the Struggling Artist Record Club is designed specifically for you. And right now, all new members get a Struggling Artist Record Club exclusive along with the monthly selection. So head to strugglingartistrecordclub.com, pick a membership, and start building that collection today.
I told him last night too. I was like, I've been loosely writing this movie because we talked a little bit about acting and stuff.
Nice.
I said I've been loosely writing this movie for like the past like 6-7 years. I said I got a part in there for you, buddy. So don't you worry.
Awesome.
I saw your test footage, or at least some stills from.
Nice. Speaking of, I watched Chum and loved it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I told my daughter about it, and she sent me a picture of her and her roommates on the couch with Chum on in the background.
Oh no. Awesome. It's funny too because I went to Happy's for the first time on Sunday night in a while. We went to go grab to pregame a few drinks before the second of 2 nights of 40 reps and Steel Boy.
Yeah.
That was the best show of the weekend, by the way. The show that was in the Madame Oddity's garage here in Fredericksburg on Sunday night. That was the best show of all 3 I went to last weekend. Way better than ours. The bands were amazing.
Who played with the ambulance review that was the first show, right? That was Friday night.
So it was supposed to be GTI.
Okay.
But
What
Cable,
happened?
their singer, Cable, tore his fucking bicep that day.
Ow.
So he couldn't play. So
That
GTI
sounds-
didn't play.
that
So
sounds
they got
painful, dude.
they got another local band from around here called Inconsolable, I believe. Inconsolable.
Okay.
Got it. I could be wrong on that. I need to not be wrong about this. I hate that I am not remembering.
Inconceivable.
I know. Oh, The Princess Bride. What a
Classic.
fantastic fucking movie. It's
So good.
the only good thing Rob Reiner's ever done in his life.
Especially lately.
After that band played, then it was Love Roses, who
Oh, sweet.
were
I fucking love
amazing
them
as
so much.
always.
Gnarliest 3-piece band I've ever
Dude.
seen live. Like,
Colin was on his A game too. He had the cop
So
shades
rad.
on and
nice.
was
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, and was I think he had a few beers before he got there. Like Colin was on fire.
Nice.
And yeah, and they played a new song too, and that new song fucking kicked ass.
Awesome.
I can't wait to go down and see them in Richmond again. Because when they play in Richmond, like there's people down there that are like fans of them, and like
Yeah.
their shows in Richmond are just off the hook.
Nice.
I hate that when they play outside of Richmond, that their shows aren't off the hook.
I know.
And mostly everybody's usually just like, oh, these guys are fucking rad.
Yeah.
Although I will say the basement here, the crawl space, when they play the crawl space here in Fredericksburg, those shows are fucking off the hook.
Yeah. Quick question for you, because I know we're both fans of the NL East.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently watching Braves Phillies. As a Nationals fan, which of those two teams do you detest more? The Braves or the Phillies?
Phillies.
Really? Okay.
Oh, it will always be the Philadelphia.
Okay.
Phillies. When you say what
right.
team do you
that's right, because
detest the most,
you have the
It's-
Redskin thing too.
it's the Philadelphia one.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. Okay.
In all across all sport. Well, not hockey. I detest the Penguins more
Okay.
in hockey than I do the Flyers. But man, the
See,
Flyers are a close second.
I'm a
It's
Jet
not-
fan, so I don't have that automatic Philly hate like you do. But I get it. I totally get it.
It's not even the Flyers as a team.
Yeah, it's the fan base.
It's the fans.
yes, I've experienced it. Yeah, I've been.
It's the fucking fans.
I have AIDS, according to all. Speaking of Philly fans, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I guess as a Met fan, I definitely, living under the umbrella of Brave supremacy for 2 decades was tough. But there's something about the Phillies that I just fucking hate. I hate their faces. I look at them and I want to punch them all in the taint. I don't know what it is.
It's
the
weird.
long hair and their beards and their fucking like just.
It's weird too because every time, they've got some of those cool like throwback unis that MLB does now.
They're doing it now. They are wearing the blue with the P with.
I love those fucking uniforms.
Great!
I loved them in the 80s,
yeah,
and I love them even
uniforms.
more now.
Yeah.
And what a fucking travesty that fucking organization hasn't just been like, yeah, these are going to be our fucking permanent home jerseys. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
those are some of the best uniforms in sports history.
Yeah,
fucking maroon and fucking bright ass baby blue.
Yeah, that's what they're wearing right now.
It's fucking amazing. Why would you not make those your regular uniforms?
Yeah, like when I was in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade, I lived right across the street from Veterans Stadium. So every time there was a Phillies game, people would park illegally behind our apartment complex. So I kind of grew up with the Phillies. I would only actually go to games every now and then if the Mets were playing. My dad would take me to Met games because he's a New Yorker. But and as far as the Eagles, my wife is a Philadelphia fan. She's from Philly, so I'm a bit of an Eagles fan, so I don't have the double sport hatred like you do, which I understand. Like,
I mean, I'm a DC all the way.
Yeah, fan, and I totally get that. Yeah,
we are natural enemies, DC and Philly,
totally.
sports wise. Yeah.
I think Chipper Jones. If I think of his face, I think I'd hate the Braves more than the Phillies.
Oh,
he's a Mets killer. And that motherfucker named his kid Shay just to rub it in our fucking faces.
Yeah, he did. I love that dude, man. I fucking love that dude.
I respect the fuck out of him now.
Yeah.
I hated that motherfucker growing up.
I hate the Braves. Like I used to like the Braves, but then when the Nats happened, when I was an Orioles fan, before the Nationals existed, I loved the Braves.
Yeah.
But then when the Nationals existed,
they were the team of the South, the Braves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was all for the Braves. The Braves,
like the Skins. The Skins were the team of the South.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, which is crazy considering they're DC, but they were like,
I know
they were it was like the Skins and then the fucking Dolphins
and then Florida.
So,
yeah. Chipper Jones, man.
Larry. His name is Larry.
That tobacco chewing ass motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
We used to call him Old Yellow Tooth.
He had the gnarliest teeth, man.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did. Gnarliest teeth.
He did. He got him whitened after either that or
or he's got like
slowly came back.
Yeah, man.
I love that dude. He's awesome.
Nah, like I said, I respect the fuck out of him now, but I fucking hated that. He was probably my most hated
he's
professional athlete of all time growing up.
He's one of the best switch hitters of all time.
Oh my god, he was a Met slayer. Slayer.
Yeah. Oh, he was an everybody slayer.
I know, but
he particularly hated the Mets, which I get.
Totally get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're just watching a Phillies Braves game. I'm just like, I don't know. I just wish a bomb would strike the stadium.
Yeah.
I think I still hate the Braves more than the Phillies a little bit. Especially since right now the Mets are in a wild card race with them.
Yeah,
I think we're 2 back still.
you got a guy from us at the trade deadline who has worked out pretty well for you guys.
Yeah.
Jesse Winker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been. I think he's generally been like your DH against right-handed pitchers.
Yep.
Yeah, I hated to see that guy go, but we signed him for fucking cheap on a 1-year deal and flipped him for like a pretty good prospect from you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that dude. That dude's a fucking ball player, though. I think he actually still has another year of control. Maybe we signed him to a 2-year deal. I don't think he's just a rental for you guys, actually. Yeah. Well, Winker rules, dude. And he's just a rad dude.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm cheering for Winker, even though, I hate the Mets because I'm a Nats fan, but
yeah, that's understandable.
If you guys make the playoffs, like I'm definitely cheering a little bit for the Mets.
Well, if we make the playoffs, that means the Braves didn't make the playoffs, probably.
Yeah, because the Phillies are just fucking running away with it.
God,
bastards.
I hate those fucking assholes.
Did you see though the Nats called up Dylan Cruz?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, we had going into the season, we had 2 of the top 5 prospects in Major League Baseball. James Wood, who got called up back in fucking the beginning of July, who so far now, since he got called up, he leads our team in RBIs. He leads our team in batting average. This kid is fucking ridiculously good. And then Dylan Cruz just got called up, and fucking in his third game. In his third game, he fucking they let him off in his third game, and he leads the game off with a home run, his first Major League Baseball home run. Yeah, and
so cool.
Yeah, and
imagine what that must feel like, dude. Can you imagine? Like, just Jesus fuck.
But this was the guy that was taken number 2 last year behind Paul Skeens.
Okay.
And everybody thought that Dylan Cruz was going to be number 1 the whole season up until the College Baseball World Series when Skeens just killed it.
Yeah.
But up until the College Baseball World Series, because Cruz was also on LSU. They were teammates at LSU. Cruz was there.
Right.
Cruz was like the unanimous number 1 overall draft pick all season long.
Yeah.
Nobody could touch him. And then Skeens had what he did in the World Series, and the Pirates took him 1 overall. And so we got Cruz with 2. And 3 games in, he's already killing it.
I've never paid attention to college baseball until this past season, because Kentucky was pretty good this past season. So I watched some of their games. But
I don't like the metal bats.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
it is weird.
If you're grooming these people for the majors, why are we?
It is weird that college still uses
metal bats in college.
Yeah.
Because like Bryce Harper played in an all wood bat league when he was 17 against grown ass men. It was essentially a professional league, and he wiped everyone off the fucking face of the planet at 17 in a wood bat league.
Yeah.
That's why he was called the LeBron of baseball. If you go look at his stats that year,
what was that, like a semi-pro? Like what was he doing with a wood bat league?
It was it's a professional league that like mirrors college baseball, but it's like so think like you know how they have those weird leagues in the minors where it's like the Florida or like the Arizona Summer League and like
or like the G League and NBA, something like that.
Yeah, I would have to look it up and read a little bit about it, but it's a weird thing.
So it's like if you don't go to college, but
basically, yeah, it's kind of like, think of it kind of like juniors in hockey up in Canada.
Okay.
Same kind of deal.
Yeah.
But Harper at 17 years old playing against dudes in their like early to mid 20s, just like wrecked shop in that league. Like if you go look at his stats for the year he played in that, your mind would be blown. Like it's fucking crazy. You're like, wow, this dude in a wood bat league, this kid was 17 playing against 20-some-year-olds, and he did that. Yeah.
Harper's a beast, man. I hate the motherfucker, but he's a fucking beast.
I mean, he is. Like he He won an MVP with us.
Yeah.
He
I do love that you guys won the World Series
right after he
left.
left. Yeah, I fucking love it because he's such a dick. Like
Yeah.
he's a beast, but he's such a dick.
That made me smile a little bit.
When Jonathan Papelbon punched him in the fucking dugout too that one time. That shit was.
Yeah.
That's the moment I knew. I was like, he looks like a dick. He comes off as a dick, but is he really a dick? I know the media tries to, and then that whole thing, and I was like, oh yeah, he's
If
a
it
dick.
walks like a dick and talks like a dick, it's probably a dick.
Because Jonathan Papelbon's a dick, and if you're a dick to a dick, you're getting hit.
Exactly. Yeah, totally.
I do appreciate what Harper did for us. You know,
Yeah.
just like Juan Soto, man. People fucking here love Juan Soto. Oh, God, they love Juan Soto, and for whatever reason, Nats fans. There's so many of Nats fans who think that we're gonna re-sign Juan Soto this offseason. He's coming back to DC. Guys,
Is he still in San Diego?
no, he's with the Yankees.
Yankees, that's right.
Fucking
Yankees,
killing it this year with the Yankees. My God, dude, 3, 4, 5 in the Yankees batting order is Soto, Judge, Stanton.
Murderers Row.
Dude.
Crazy. Yeah.
and we just played a 3-game series with the Yankees and we beat them 2-1, and we kept Soto, Judge, Stanton hit 3, 4, 5 in all 3 games, and we kept them to 3 for 34.
Wow.
Yeah. We
Fucking
fucked
hate
them
the
up
Yankees.
in New York too. Yeah.
I hate the Yankees more than I hate the Braves and the Phillies.
No, I'm sorry. That wasn't in New York. It was in DC.
It was DC, yeah.
It was in DC. Yeah, because Soto, Soto's first at bat, the entire stadium was fucking packed. It was mostly Yankees fans.
Yeah.
But yeah, when Soto came out for his first at bat, like the whole fucking stadium just like erupted and gave him a standing ovation.
That's nice.
Like the Soto love in that series was fucking real, man. It was like basically every time he was coming to bat.
Yeah, that's cool.
People here
cool.
loved that dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he did help. He won us that World Series.
Yeah, he did.
Because he put us into the playoffs with that fucking hit. We were down 2-1 to the Brewers in the wild card game. The win and you're in play-in game in the fucking top of the 8th. And Soto was up with runners on fucking second and third with 2 outs.
Yep.
And fucking hits a base hit to right field and gives us the lead.
Yeah.
And we end up winning the game. Yeah. The most historic fucking World Series run of all time, dude. I can actually claim that as a Nats fan. That
must be nice. I don't know if I'll ever see a World Series or Super Bowl for myself. I don't think I will. I honestly don't think I ever will.
On fucking May, I can't remember. It was at the end of May, May 30th, I think. We were 19-31. And we won the World Series.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's never happened. That is the farthest under 500 a team has ever come back, made the playoffs, and then won the World Series. Yeah,
I would bet if I had like $1,000 and I had to bet, I would bet that that if I live to 80 years old, which is I'm 46 right now, I would definitely bet $1,000 that I would never see a Mets or Jets championship. I think the Jets might do it this year. I think this coming year might. What's
Mets
that?
Won? When was the last time the Mets won?
86.
86. Yeah. The fucking Buckner, right?
Yeah.
Bill Buckner. Poor guy.
86, 69, 86. That might 6986 may or may not be my hint for my debit card.
Yeah, fucking Gary Carter, Darryl Strawberry,
Doc. Dude, I was like that. Just saying those
Howard
names
Johnson.
gives me a boner, dude. That was my childhood. That 86 Mets team.
Keith
now,
Hernandez.
when I was a kid, I didn't know that they were totally charged up by coke. I learned that later, which makes it even more rad. But like, dude, man. Doc Gooden, Darryl Strawberry, like I said, Keith Hernandez.
I'm trying to think if I could remember their entire starting 9.
Ooh, okay.
This is how much of a baseball fan me and my cousin were when we were kids.
Okay.
We used to.
I know it, so say it, and I'll let you know.
The entire starting 9.
Yeah.
Okay, so your catcher was Gary Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Your number 1 pitcher was Doc Gooden.
Yep.
You're starting. Let's see here. I'm thinking of outfield. Your Strawberry was either left field or right field, but
Right
we'll
field.
just say outfield. He was right field.
Right field.
Yeah.
Yep.
Keith Hernandez was your first baseman.
Mhm.
Fucking Howard Johnson, I think, was technically your third baseman, but he jumped around a lot. He also
Yeah.
played some second, and I believe he also played some first that season.
Yep.
But I'll say third baseman because I believe he played more third than any other position.
Yes.
Oh man. Okay, second base. Why can I not remember this dude's name? Oh my god. I can see his fucking face in my head. And your shortstop. Oh man, I may not get this. Oh,
I love that you knew Hojo. That's awesome.
yeah. Your shortstop is somebody that I should know. Both the shortstop and the second baseman are guys that I should know because they're both like right on the tip of my tongue, and I feel like I can see them both. Because I was a baseball card collector for a long time. The center fielder may be tough. Was this back when fucking was Lenny Dykstra on the Mets at this point in time?
He was, but Dykstra
was he like your fourth outfielder?
Yeah.
Maybe. Because I feel like Lenny Dykstra was on that team. Maybe he wasn't. Yeah, you're gonna. I lost this.
Dykstra did play center field. Wally Backman was the second baseman.
Dear God, Wally Backman was the second baseman. Yes,
yeah.
Damn it! I knew. I know. Right on the tip of my tongue. Who was the?
I'm actually having a problem with the shortstop.
Dude, it's another name that's like right on my. And I keep wanting to say like Mike Lansing, but that's not fucking it. I know that's not fucking it.
So Ray Knight played third base. But Wally,
because I know Hojo was all over the place that season.
Hojo was all over the place. Yeah,
he probably played left field a good bit too, as well.
Yeah, and Rafael Santana played shortstop a lot. Hojo
was like the ultimate utility guy, man. Like
he was awesome,
dude. Hojo ruled.
Yeah, he was so cool. Yeah.
Who the fuck was the permanent center fielder?
They're saying Lenny Dykstra was. I thought it was Mookie Wilson.
Oh, Mookie Wilson was on that team.
Mookie Wilson was on that team. Mookie Wilson was a center fielder, but maybe by then it was Dykstra.
Are you sure Wilson didn't play? Like one of them didn't play left a bunch. Mookie Wilson may have played left field a lot.
So I'm looking at Fox Sports. Here's what they're saying: Lenny Dykstra center field.
Okay.
Wally Backman second base. Keith Hernandez first base. Yep. Gary Carter catcher. Darryl Strawberry right field. Ray Knight third base. Ray Knight's the guy who came in. Okay, Mookie Wilson's left field. So it was
Mookie.
So Dykstra was the starter. So Dykstra was the center fielder. Mookie was the left fielder at that point.
Okay, so I got Dykstra.
Yeah, but Mookie was the center fielder up until so Rafael Santana was the shortstop.
I wonder if they pick Lenny Dykstra up at the trade deadline that year?
Maybe because I know Mookie definitely was a center fielder for the Mets.
I bet you that's what happened. I bet you they picked up Dykstra at the trade deadline and moved Mookie to left because Dykstra was fucking the shit out there in center field.
Oh, I love Dykstra.
He's such an asshole though.
Oh yeah.
He was the perfect Philadelphia Philly.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So Ray Knight. So I guess Hojo really
was only 23 when they won the World Series in '86.
Yeah, because he went to the Phillies after. Maybe he was just a rookie. Maybe he got put in later in the year.
Maybe.
And he was doing well. Maybe that's what it was. Because he went to the Phillies after that. Because he spent most of his career on the Phillies.
He went to the Phillies in '89.
So maybe fucking I guess Hojo was actually their utility guy that year.
He must have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just got plugged in when people got injured.
Yeah.
Ray Knight,
that was such a great team, man. Yeah, because Ray Knight became an announcer for the Nationals.
I always forget that Ray Knight was on that fucking team. Yeah,
Ray Knight is the guy who came in to score in that Buckner.
Yeah,
yep,
that's right. Yeah, I always forget that Ray Knight was on that fucking team. That's right. He was the third baseman. And now that you're saying that, I remember because he would talk about it sometimes when he was the Nationals announcer. I love that dude as our color guy.
Yeah, he was good.
He was there before we hired Rob Dibble.
Oh, he was the fucking worst.
And then Rob Dibble got himself fired.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, Ray Knight was awesome. Yeah, I definitely liked watching because he would tell those stories every now and then when I would watch Nationals games.
Yeah.
When he was, But yeah, he's the guy who came in to score at that Buckner.
Yep. Yeah, because Mookie hit it, I think. And then
Mookie hit it, then I just ran just running. Like I remember his like arms. Yeah, just
because that was like game 6, because it was still a game 7.
Yeah, there's still a game 7, so it wasn't all on Buckner. You got Boston assholes who treated him like complete shit.
so
fucking talking about another cunty fucking fan base, Boston fucking dicks. All you guys, Fenway Boston fans are the fucking worst.
Have you ever been to Fenway?
Mm-mm.
You gotta go.
I've been to Fenway, but I've never been at a game in Fenway.
You gotta go to a ball game at Fenway, dude. It's unreal. It's insane. That baseball stadium is fucking amazing.
Yeah,
it's still every year gets voted the best baseball stadium in MLB. And if you go there, you understand why. That place is just like when they finally actually get another stadium, Fenway will become a museum.
Oh yeah.
Unlike what the Yankees should have done with the old Yankee Stadium. I
have been to the old Yankee Stadium.
I cannot believe
I was there the last year. For some reason, I don't know how I never made it before that, but I was at the old Yankee Stadium the last year. For a Mets.
How do you tear that down?
Unbelievable. The history. I mean, the people who played at that stadium. Jesus, that's like upsetting.
Like it was kind of like the same with like Ebbets Field. How did they tear that down?
Yeah, and put up a fucking projects, right?
Yeah. Fucking how do you tear that down? I hope that one day that out in LA, that Dodgers Stadium, that they decide to redo the outfield walls, because that stadium technically ends up in like the top 10 of like best stadiums every year, but it's so boring to look at from a fan's perspective in terms of like the field, because it's just symmetrics out in the outfield. I hope that someday that they decide, because ball clubs do this all the time, they move.
Oh yeah, the Mets did it.
They make City Field taller. The Orioles just did it before last season, where they made the left field wall taller and made it farther away. Like it's completely different in left field. It'd be like, because it was kind of like a short porch in left, just like in Yankee Stadium, short porch in right, and they kind of pushed it back a little bit, made the wall taller. So like conceivably, Houston changed theirs too. Remember they used to have the hill with the fucking
hill. That was such a weird thing. That fucking little. I was like, what are you guys doing? Old Yankee Stadium had fucking like monuments in the outfield.
Yeah, at one point in time,
in the 80s and in the 70s and 80s. Yeah,
yes, they did. Yeah, you had to dodge the monument.
Yeah, it's like, what are you guys doing? It's like you're fucking. We're playing a fucking game here. You guys.
You can go on YouTube and look up highlights of people running into them too.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
And then the ivy and fucking at what's it called? Wrigley. Yeah, it's like the ball gets stuck in there and you have to wave like, hey, the ball's stuck in the ivy.
Yeah, Detroit brought the fences in. I miss Detroit's old stadium. Detroit's old stadium was just fucking badass. Their new ones is definitely really nice, but like, I don't know. Their old one was iconic. Their new one's not iconic. It's just nice, which is cool. But like they brought the fences in. San Diego brought the fences in. The Mets brought the fences in.
The Mets brought the fences in, and they the Mets. What's his name from the Phillies? Second baseman. not there anymore. This is probably 2010 to 15-ish.
Yeah.
Chase Utley. Chase Utley
Yeah.
saw City Field and was like, home run, home run, home
Yeah.
run, home run. They're like, all right, we're changing this wall because of fucking Chase Utley, you fuck.
So
Chase Utley was bunting home runs over the right field wall. Like, fucking asshole.
So why can't the Dodgers, and I could conceivably see this happening, but I'll call them out right now. Why not just turn the outfield fences in Dodger Stadium into something similar to Ebbets Field?
Yeah.
Why not? It's boring as fuck to look at right now. It's actual bleachers out there.
Yeah.
You could change. I know that they kind of keep those to be a little bit nostalgic, which is cool. Like I get that part. But like Ebbets Field had like one of the most iconic outfields ever.
Yep.
And like you guys have the chance out there to because the stadium's built into a hill on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the back and the outfield wall is just symmetrical and stupid. Yeah. And it's just bleachers behind there. And that's like the part of the stadium. I know that the palm trees are back there. That looks like the 70s still. And they kind of like revel in that. But like,
yeah.
Ebbets Field is Ebbets like
was rad. Yeah.
It was rad as fuck.
Yeah.
And you could totally make like a tall scoreboard thing in right field, kind of like what the O's have currently.
Yeah. Yep.
The thing that the O's, the scoreboard in right field, kind of reminds me of the Ebbets Field.
Yep.
Always has, you know?
Yeah.
And they could totally do that. I will say that LA sports fans are like way better than people in LA that aren't sports fans.
Yeah. I agree.
I've never had a bad experience with an LA sports fan. They've always been like chill.
I've never been to let me think about this for a second before I say it. So when I lived in California, I lived up north in Monterey. I went to a Golden State Warriors game. I've been to a San Francisco 49ers game, San Francisco Giants game. I've never been to an LA pro sports game. No.
I have not in LA, but
okay.
I have here in DC. I mean, I had season tickets for the Caps for fucking 5 years. So like, I've definitely been to, but like LA sports fans are always, I'm sure there is some bad LA sports fans. If you're an LA sports fan and you're listening and you're like, oh, this guy's dead wrong. Yeah. Like you have to understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
New York and Philadelphia fans are things I have been around my entire life at sporting events.
Yeah.
Your shitty LA fans do not compare.
Right.
And I've also, and Boston. New York.
Boston. Yeah, you got to add Boston.
New York, Philly, and Boston.
They are. It's weird being a Jet fan and a Met fan because we hate the Yankees and the Patriots, but not necessarily the Red Sox. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
We kind of get together with Boston fans in baseball season, but not quite like football. You could suck my dick. Like,
I was happy when the Sox won the World Series. Granted, I've had family that lives in Boston my entire life. My cousins are like my brother and sister, and they're giant Red Sox fans. So when I was younger, I always cheered for the Sox.
Fuck the Yankees, dude. Like, and that series, I was in the Navy when they came back from those 3 games to none.
Yeah,
I remember I was in the Navy and I was getting out. I was going through medical, and it was like my last year in. And I wasn't really paying too much attention because I hate the fucking Yankees. But I was like, I just remember that, like, once they got tied up, I was like, oh my God, dude, this. And I was like, the whole curse of the Bambino and all that bullshit. Like, that was a pretty crazy. What was that? 2005?
2004.
2004. It was 2004. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like, I was at, God, 2004. Okay, yeah. So that was in October. That's the only time I have ever the only time I ever moved back in with my mom after I left when I was 18 years old. So remember when gas got all fucking crazy expensive in 2003 and 2004 for the first time ever? It was like like $4 something a gallon.
Yeah.
I was like commuting from the house I lived in Stafford to Fairfax every day to work for Galleons for their warehouse, and I had a fucking a GMC Z71, like those
Oh,
big
shit.
ass fucking trucks. It was like a 1992. Yeah, this big crazy fucking truck. And
Yeah.
it started getting to the point where, because I was making like 11 something an hour, which
Yeah.
back in 2004 was actually
That was
halfway
great
decent.
back in 2004. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually halfway decent. And it started, but I was commuting like 45 minutes each way to work, maybe
Yeah.
an hour if traffic's shitty. And like it when the gas skyrocketed, it
Yeah.
started becoming like I was basically able to pay my bills and then paying
Yeah.
to get back and forth to work. It had
Yeah.
like nothing left over. And the lease was coming up on the house that we were living in, and the rental property didn't want to renew our lease. I wonder why. We were
Yeah.
early 20s partiers.
Yeah.
Nobody will rent houses to kids,
Yeah,
right? Nowadays. So they weren't going to renew our lease. So, and I was like, I don't know what to fucking do because all my money is. My mom was just like, hey, look, fucking quit your job in Fairfax,
Mhm.
get some sort of shit job around here,
Yeah.
live in my basement. You don't have to pay rent until you figure your shit out.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, okay, that's
Yeah,
my
totally.
best option.
Yep.
So that's when I lived there for fucking, I think 5 months or 4 from. See, we left at the end of July, and I moved out like I think January.
Okay. Yeah.
And I never did this because I had the whole basement. It was like a man cave at my mom's
Yeah.
house, and I had gone upstairs to have dinner with my mom,
Mhm.
which I didn't always do, but we at least
Yeah.
did a couple nights a week. And I turned the baseball game on because I didn't have TV down there. I just had like a PlayStation and DVDs
Yeah.
and shit. And I turned the game on, and it was the game. I guess it was game 4 when the Sox were down
Mm.
3-0, and
Yeah.
Big Poppy hit
Yep.
the home run in extra
Yeah.
innings to win the game or whatever. So we ate dinner, and like my mom went to bed, and I was like still up watching that game, like pacing around the living room. And I never like stayed
Yeah.
up
Yeah,
there
yeah,
after like she went to bed. It was like one of the few times. And I think I even remember like making a bunch of noise, when he hit the home run, just out of excitement, and waking my mom up and being like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what are you doing, Matt? You're 25 years old and you're living with your mom. What is it now?" That's crazy now because like I had already been on my own for like 7 years,
Yeah.
and now like the average age kids live with their parents now
Oh,
is
forget about it. It's like
26,
40.
27. Yeah,
Yeah. 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 It's crazy.
yeah. It's the only time I ever moved back in with my mom. It's 5 months.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next week we're gonna talk to Travis and do our
Hell yeah.
2024 to 2025 NFL predictions.
NFL predictions. I'm psyched for this one. I'm psyched for this year. Yeah, it's actually as soon as we're done recording this tonight, I am going to get on the fantasy site and
Yes.
drop everyone's teams and get all the keepers in place and set the draft timer on the site as well.
Hell yeah.
Do you want to make maybe a once a year annual trip to Fredericksburg, and we do the Harvard Yale game at Happy's?
I think we should do that. Yeah.
Is that something you'd be into?
That is something I would be into. So that's always the Saturday before Thanksgiving, I think, right? Isn't it always that weekend?
I think that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hell yeah. That's so Our Brains Hurt podcast, Harvard Yale.
Yeah. It's the best. I can't believe that you're a Harvard fan. That's crazy.
Like I said, up until I went to college, I rooted for Harvard and Navy because that's the two colleges my dad went to. So it was like
that's crazy.
A Harvard fan and a Navy fan.
Somehow you and I ended up in the Harvard, the Yale boats just by luck, by chance.
And my uncle went to Georgetown, so college basketball season when I was a little kid, I would always root for Georgetown.
Yeah,
which was awesome because in the 80s they were rad.
I was a huge Georgetown fan in the 80s.
Still love them. I mean, they're still they have close place in my heart because
even dude, when Iverson was there in the 90s. Oh
yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, and then Ewing going to the Knicks. I'm a big Knicks fan. Like,
yeah.
All right, cool, man. I will talk to you then.
Fuck yeah.
All right. All right. Later,
Later.
dude. Bye.
How do I do this shit? I can still hear you. So what do I have to press? Close.